Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. If I could have the tellers come forward, please. Could I please have the tellers take account? Section number 1. Okay, I'll come back to you. Could we please ask that section number 1, please raise your hands again? This is the front 2 sections and the stage. While they're counting, section number 2.
34.
Section 234, 34. Section number 3.
83. 83.
83, 83. Section number 4.
44. 44.
44, 44. Section number 1.
Section 142. 42.
Section number 142. We have 203 voters in the hall. We have a quorum. This meeting is called to order. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to remind you as we went to that count, when we do take a count, I do ask you to raise your cards high in the air so that the tellers can see them. They will count each row and let you know when you can put your arms down. Any non-registered voter should be sitting in this section of the auditorium. If you're sitting out in any other section, I ask you now to please come down and sit in the non-voting section. Please do that. We have a few rules to go over. The duties of the moderator in the government of town meeting not specifically provided for by law shall be determined by the rules of practice contained in Robert's Rules of Order, town meeting time, town meeting tradition, and those rules set forth by the moderator. In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 39, Section 15, whenever a 2/3 vote is required by statute, such a vote may be declared as such by the moderator without a count and be recorded as such by the clerk upon such declaration, provided, however, that if 7 or more voting members of town meeting doubt the vote, a counted vote will be taken. This is in accordance with Article 12 of the October 27, 2003 town meeting and approved by the Attorney General on November 21st, 2003. The warrant, which was duly posted in every precinct and posted on the town website, is the agenda for town meeting. Town meeting does not come to an end until all the agenda items on the warrant have been decided either by approval, by being defeated, or no action deliberately taken. The moderator will ask for a motion on each article. Voters should listen carefully to the motion, since the vote and the debate is on the motion. The motions will be up on the screen, and that's what we're debating on, not what is printed in your warrant, as sometimes there might be a slight change to the wording. When debate is open, after the motion is made and seconded, the moderator will ask the proponent to speak to the motion. As we voted last evening, the body voted that the proponent of the article will have 5 minutes to speak, and that voters wishing to speak to the article will have 2 minutes, with the caveat that the moderator may choose not to cut someone off in mid-sentence, and will give the person speaking a warning that the time is concluding and that they need to wrap it up. The moderator may also stop a speaker before the end of 2 minutes if you're merely repeating something that has been previously said. When you come to the microphone, please clearly state your name, and I ask that your remarks be limited to the content and the specifics of the article, and that you would direct your comments to the town meeting through the moderator. I ask that you be civil and respectful to others. There will be no calling out, no applause, no rude behavior, and any person who persists in disorderly conduct or rude behavior will be warned by the moderator and asked to leave. I did have some reports after last night's meeting that we did have some comments being made. I will caution you again that is not a standard that I will consider as being good conduct, and I am asking you to keep your comments to yourself while someone is speaking. Amendments can be offered to any article being debated. To offer an amendment, a voter needs to give the text to the town clerk in writing. I have paper for that if you need it, and would be happy to get it to you so that you may write it down. The moderator will recognize the mover of the amendment, and the amendment will be debated and then voted up or down before returning to the debate on the article as a whole. Amendments to amendments will not be allowed. Again, reconsideration. A motion to reconsider, if approved by a simple majority, enables a majority in an assembly to bring back for further consideration a motion that has already been voted on. The purpose of reconsidering a vote is to permit correction of a hasty, ill-advised, or erroneous action, or to take into account added information or a changed situation that has developed since the taking of the vote. After much thought and review of practices in other towns based on prior town meeting tradition, my policy on motion for reconsideration is just that. It must be moved on the same day that the reconsidered vote was taken. It must be made by a member who voted with the prevailing side. It must be seconded. It's debatable, and it will only be permitted if there was a hasty, ill-advised, or erroneous action, if there is additional information that was not previously available, or if there is a changed situation that developed since the taking of the vote. A couple of important reminders. If you've parked in the fire lane, I strongly suggest that you want to go out and move your vehicle. I'm asking you to turn off your cell phones. Again, last night we did have one that did ring. There is no food or drink allowed in the auditorium. I believe that there is a flu clinic on